Hello there, gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. So let's not stand on ceremony. Mr. Wayne, let's talk about it. First of all, we're going to go over to Toy Ark, and we're going to have a look at some sneaky peeky reveals of the newest figure from Hiya Toys, which is Judge-Dredd. This is one that I've been looking forward to for a long time, not just because it's Judge-Dredd, but also because it's 1/12 scale. That means we're getting some more 1/12 scale Hiya Toys. That means we might be getting some more 1/12 scale RoboCop. So the dealio with this is that this was announced back in November of 2021. Whew! We are a patient bunch, us action figure collectors. We really are. And he's got a whole bunch of accessories. I was not looking for a price. Here we go. $89.99 he's going to cost. So he ain't cheap, but he does look rather nice. Now, those of you not familiar, I mean, you gotta be. But if you're not, Judge-Dredd is the ultimate, well, I was gonna say like take no prisoners kind of cop. He's not a good guy, basically, but he is. He's just, this is the law enforcement of the future. Visually, what RoboCop was based off of. This 2000 AD British comic here. And they've done what looks like a very decent job of recreating the comic book image. Now, this is the comic book image. This isn't the Carl Urban Judge-Dredd movie version, which is also a banger of a movie. Oh, God, if you haven't seen that movie, Mama's not the law. I'm the law. Oh, so good. Why did that not get a sequel? Actually, I'll tell you why it didn't get a sequel. Because they shot it in 3D. And no one wanted to go and see it in 3D, myself included. So I waited until I could just, watch it by other means. And that means that they didn't get my money. So, yeah, it was a bit of a shame there. But then again, I bought the DVD. So, I was supporting it. Regardless, the zip on this dude looks huge. That's the only problem. When you're going for like the Mezco style of real cloth goods, when you want to incorporate a real zip, it kind of looks huge and slightly out of size proportion with the rest of the figure. However, with Judge-Dredd, where he's a very over-the-top kind of character, it kind of works, actually. His suit looks super shiny as well, but that might be some of the photos. Regardless, I am very interested to see how this looks in hand. He's got all these different face sculpts. Looks like 3 different face sculpts. He's got his, is it Lawgiver? His gun. He's got another gun, a baseball bat, pepper spray, all sorts of hands. It looks like a really, really nice set. This bodes well, ladles and jelly spoons, for a future RoboCop or a future 1/12 Kane. That gets me very excited. So yes, he's going to be available for pre-order now, I think. You can go over to Hiya Toys for details. Let's have a look at the actual Hiya Toys website. Again, this is what I love about doing this show live. Release 2023 Q4. So yeah, keep an eye out for him. Bring the law home with you because this looks good. Speaking of things coming to your house, Hasbro, the company that sends hired goons over to its collectors. Yeah, I'm still going to report on Hasbro products because I love Marvel Legends. But every time I do, I'm going to say what an awful company they are. So, we got the Marvel Legends Black Knight and Cersei 2-pack Amazon exclusive because you got to wring some more money out of Jeff Bezos. $49.99, which is the standard kind of price. Breaking down, it becomes about, $25 each, give or take, which is still a lot of quiche. They are going to be available. Does it say when they're going to be available? No, it doesn't say. Although, hang on, it says Amazon exclusive. Hit your link. Oh, no, hit the link to snag them from Amazon, but you can snag them from anywhere. Let's go over to Big Bad Toy Store. Just take a little look-ski here. I assume that they are, just charging the same generic. Whoa! No, wait, that took me to the Super Adaptoid, which is $71.99. Hell no. No, that was the previous Marvel releases they're showing here. This is an Amazon exclusive. That's what happens when I try and talk and speak and look at pictures at the same time. This channel is a mess. But you know what? It's a beautiful mess. And quite frankly, out there in the real world, if you are a beautiful mess as well, that's okay. We're all doing our best to get by as best we can do. So look, Black Knight and Cersei, they look decent. They look all right. Look, hey, look, I found the Green Goblin's chainmail. It's on Black Knight. There you go. That's where it went. Hey, look, I appreciate the animated Green Goblin. He should have smooth limbs, so it's okay. I just feel it detracts from the toy aesthetic of the character. Cersei, the head sculpt looks kind of good as well. I like what they've done here. It's just the basic body, but at least she's got the new sculpted knee pads and the jacket. There's something about Avengers 90s bomber jackets. I sort of pop for it. I like it. It was like a low point in the Avengers because like in the mid-90s, people weren't that hyped about Avengers comics. However, there's a certain amount of nostalgia there. Black Knight with his laser sword, it's kind of fun. So if you are building out your 90s Avengers team, these guys are must-haves. And now I'm thinking, are we going to get Mutant Wasp? Because I would be down to clown with Mutant Wasp in the Avengers. Man, they were trying everything in the mid-90s. But looking at Cersei, I do like the face sculpt. I think they've done a nice looking job with that. I mean, with Marvel Legends, most of the time the face sculpt is one of the only unique things. So they got to nail it. And they don't always. But this looks okay. All right, let's move on now to something very high end. We got ourselves Hot Toys Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'm looking forward to that game, although I still got to finish playing the first one. Regardless, Jedi Survivor Scout Trooper Commander by Hot Toys. Now look, this guy, again, they never put a price. They never put a price for the Hot Toys that I can see. However, what if I click this little link ski here? Where's it going to take me? One of these days I'm going to click the link and it's going to take me to something completely inappropriate by mistake, and I'll be like, well, that's my channel demonetized. Here we go. They've got the Hot Toys website, but I don't think they have any prices on the website. Nah, I'm not gonna dilly-dally and faff around looking for prices. You know it's going to be about $300. Coming out Q2 to Q3 of next year, but let's take a little look at some of the pretty pictures, shall we? Because I think it's the Return of the Jedi nostalgia. I always liked the Scout Trooper look. I think the helmet just looked kind of interesting and different. And you know what? Sometimes a little orange sash on the shoulder makes all the difference for the character. Just breaks him up. And yeah, this guy looks hyper detailed. Lots going on with him. I got a lot of time for this. On the speeder bike as well, because you know they do the 1/6 speeder bikes. Who are you guys who can afford all this stuff? I love it. I love to see it. I was going on a little toy hunt the other day. I found the Hot Toys 1/6 scale DeLorean. Whew! Thing of beauty, man. Thing of beauty. And so is this. This guy looks really cool. So you can look out for him next year. Probably, I'm guessing, spitballing, as they say, about $300. Let's go on down now to the Rambo figure. I previewed the Rambo figure a couple of days ago. And I was like, oh, I think it's 1/18 scale. Nah, Dave. No. It's 1/12 scale, you dum-dum. So yeah, 1/12 scale, which makes sense because Rambo's about to be meant to be 6.3 inches tall. So that works out right. And here's more details from Hiya Toys Direct, $89.99. So the same as their Judge-Dredd, which makes sense. So that's the price you're paying for their bells and whistles 1/12 scale figures. And again, looking at the pictures, I don't know. Like the body and the weapons and everything, they look good. This face sculpt, I don't know. Looks a little bit derpy to me. That looks better. Angry, mad John Rambo. That looks cool. He's like, I told you to stay away. Let it go. The first Rambo movie is brilliant. It really is. It's a lot more of a drama than you would expect. Go check it out. It deserves a rewatch if you youngins ain't seen it yet. But yeah, I don't like the eyes. The eyes look like someone else painted them and just did like, white and dot. I'm not a fan of those because the rest of the body, the paintwork looks decent. But looking at all these accessories here, man. You got the Sarah Connor shotgun, you got the rocket launcher, the machine guns. There's a lot of cool stuff, bro. Why am I calling you bro? I never call people bro. Hey, bro, you gotta get this Rambo figure, bro. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. I like what they've done here, except for maybe, don't know about the eyes. And you know, the eyes, they're the window to the old soul there. And this guy, I'm not convinced. But yeah, we'll see. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, SH Monster Arts Godzilla figure. This is from Tamashii Nations. They do make a mean Godzilla. 9,900 yen, which equates to about $74. Gonna be released September in Japan and November for the rest of the world. We don't get things all that much earlier here. The Postal Service works pretty fast in shipping these things across the globe. Let's take a closer look though at Godzilla. And yeah, this dude, is this the Millennium version of Godzilla? This for me, this is perfect Godzilla here. This is my Godzilla right here. Is it Heisei era? I've watched pretty much all the Godzilla films, but as just like such a random mismatch of viewings that like I find it very hard to keep track of what's what. But this is my perfect Godzilla look. The Legendary series, movie CGI Godzilla is fine, but this, I feel like he looks like a bit like a cat with his little ears. He's just got a little bit more personality in this Godzilla. I really, really like the look of this. I've been looking, wow, that picture with the Mecha Ghidorah, that's wicked. That backlight shining through, that's classic Godzilla. Yeah, this looks super, super cool. I really, really like the look of this guy. How tall is he? Because he's not going to be very tall. 6.3 inches. So yeah, he's not going to be very big, but man, he does look pretty. Now, speaking of looking pretty, SH Figure Arts have fully revealed their Willem Dafoe No Way Home Green Goblin. And this, did I say SH Figure Arts? Yeah, I think I did. Bandai Tamashii Nations. All these different names get confusing when it's the same thing, kind of. So, 16,500 yen, which equates to about $123. Now, this is going to be released around about October this year. Let's take a look at some more pictures, shall we? Because I think they've done a good looking job here. I was lamenting the other day how, like, Willem Dafoe's face, that's all you need for the Green Goblin, but I love the flying goggles too. And then giving him the hood, they corrected all the mistakes from the first Spider-Man movie, which is one of my favorite superhero movies. I mean, a lot of it is nostalgia and the fact that it's Spider-Man, but I love it. But this was a really, really great job they did with updating, modernizing the costume just a little bit, giving him the daggers on the arms, the tattered purple, which just adds to that classic Green Goblin look. I love it. And the huge big Wolverine spikes. Yeah, and that glider, huge. Looks massive. Just what you need. I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. And there's a little compatriot who's going to be coming out from another company I'll be showing you pretty soon. But yeah, the glider has articulation. You can move it and manipulate it in different ways. I really, really like the look of this. And since, Hasbro Marvel Legends are really dragging their feet on No Way Home figures and sending hired thugs over to the homes of the people who support them, I think that this could be a good one to go for, quite frankly. I really like it. It seems like he's got some different face sculpts. Yeah, he's got the, what did I do? Look of the sort of innocent Willem Dafoe, and then just like badass goggles glider look. This is cool. This is the Green Goblin I would have wanted. Very impressed with this. Very, very impressed indeed. Okay, now we're going to take it down. Take it way down. Just in price. Not necessarily in like what's good, but certainly as far as my knowledge of stuff. McFarlane DC Captain Atom. New 52 Walmart exclusive. No idea who this jabroni is. McFarlane Toys have shared a new teaser for DC Multiverse New 52 Captain Atom Walmart exclusive. That's all I can tell you. We know that he is a DC Multiverse figure, therefore, is he wearing his rubber silver incontinence pants? Yes! Check! You know it's a DC figure, or a McFarlane figure. Such a shame. Todd, you're killing me. You do so much good stuff. Stop putting nappies on your action figures. It looks bad! The rest of this, it looks fine, just, silver body with a head. I am not qualified to speak on DC characters or much of anything really, but you know why I do it? Do it because I love it. Do it because action figures just, they make me smile, man. Doing this channel makes me smile. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, though. Might just get me to shed a tear. I think that's going to be a sad movie. I haven't watched any more trailers or anything, but yeah, they keep hyping up the emotionalness of this. So SH Figure Arts are doing a Star-Lord and Rocket. If you don't want to get the Marvel Legends variety, you can get these guys. So the pack, it's a 2-pack, about $90, going to be released around about the end of the year. I think sort of, September in Japan, so probably November in the US. And look at these guys. Check them out. Just decent looking sculpts. I mean, there's not too much I can really go on. Look, I got to admit, the Marvel Legends at a glance on your shelf probably aren't going to look massively different. So it's how much, intimate quality. I say that's not a bad phrase, actually. I like that. Intimate quality. When you're holding the figure close and you're really manipulating it and playing about with it, that's the kind of intimate quality that you then notice. If it's just on your shelf on the other side of the room, y'all ain't going to really notice too much. I'm not sure about the Rocket head sculpt, though. That doesn't really strike me as movie Rocket. That looks more like comic Rocket to me. And yeah, I don't know about the likenesses. Like, they look like good faces, but that's not the most Chris Pratty kind of look I would imagine. But hey, look, I need to watch the film and give it more of a fair shake. I'm just trying to be fair here. I don't want to be like Marvel Legends, boo, more expensive thing. Yay! Again, like, you don't need me to say that. Y'all can judge for yourselves. You can take a look, and if you buy it, and you can get that intimate look as well. And then you can tell me what you think firsthand. And I'm always appreciative of feedback. Letting me know. Now I'll go over these ones quickly because I don't know Star Trek. Actually, if I applied that rule to everything I don't know much about, this would be a very quick video. Star Trek Voyager Ensign Kim figure from EXO-6. Wow, the facial likenesses on these very impressive. $170 plush. Plus, I think, 25 shipping. Available, released by the end of May this year, so coming soon. Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, they've got him available. Now look, I don't know nothing about nothing when it comes to Star Trek, but he looks like a Ensign Harry Kim. Also, so is Ensign his, position on the ship? I don't know what an ensign is. I assume that was his name. But yeah, they look fine, but, I'm not going to linger on this guy too much because, are you big Star Trek folks? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are folks out there who love Star Trek. I'm not knocking it. I just only have a very limited brain capacity to actually keep track of all these things. So that does it for the new releases on Toy Arc, but we're not done yet because also there is a huge photo dump they've done of the Tamashii Nations World Tour with a load of stuff. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. No, I'm going to do it at the end of this video because I want to be up to date. But it's a lot. So we're going to cover that at the end so we can keep moving on to some news from TNI News. Our friends over at TNI News. I say friends just because I hope we would be friends if we met in public. And they wouldn't just go, yo, dude, you're just using our website for your video. And I'm like, yeah, but at least I credit you. Shown below are official images of Mattel's 17th wave of WWE Ultimate Edition figures, which include Seth Rollins and Andre the Giant. It's a terrible Andre. Don't worry, I'm going to work on it. So these guys, like, the WWE figures, man, they're just getting better and better. With each iteration, this Seth Rollins, I kind of want to get him just so I can have his ridiculous coat to put on other figures. I mean, come on. Tell me that you wouldn't want to put his ridiculous, furry, bejazzled disco bathrobe on Emperor Palpatine. Tell me that Big Papa Palpatine wouldn't look fantastic rocking that robe. And then we got Andre. Let me try one more time. Hello, pretty lady. Anybody want a peanut? There you go. Nailed it. And yeah, look at this. Andre the Giant. 4 different heads. A soft goods t-shirt, a title belt, all those hands. That's something else, man. That is something else. I'm really impressed with the prices they charge and what they're doing. These guys are killing it. Bravo. Like this is what figures for this kind of price point should be all about. Really impressed. And speaking of price point, can I just get a little confirmation? Because I think we're talking about like $25 to $30. which for all the accessories, I'm down to clown with. Hang on a second. Oh, this is like a case of 4 sets, I guess. Okay, it doesn't tell me individually, but still, I think they're reasonable. I think they're reasonable. We'll go with that. I want to assume nice things. New Bandai of America Anime Heroes figures up for pre-order. Now, these are more basic Bandai-looking figures for your, slightly more casual anime fans. And just like with Star Trek, I don't know much about when it comes to anime, but these look like nicer budget figures. We're going to be talking like early $20-ish. I think like $21, $22. And again, for what you're getting for that kind of price, like it seems kind of fine. If you just want to fill out your anime heroes collection, then this is great. I think we've got a lot of characters represented that are going to make a lot of people happy. Let's take a little look at the old link skis here on Entertainment Earth and see what they're charging. Hopefully not by the case like those WWE ones. $21.99. There you go. That's a lot more reasonable. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, don't worry. I'm telling you it's fine. That I've officially decreed. All right, Dungeons and Dragons Warduke helmet and Pit Fiend mask from Trick or Treat Studios. Now, of course, Trick or Treat, they make some awesome stuff. This is a license I think that's owned by Hasbro. So the ones who send hired thugs over to their customers' houses, those guys. Dungeons and Dragons Past becomes official Warduke helmet. Okay, from Big Bad Toy Store. Let's take a little look at what they're charging for these things, because I'm sure they're going to be quite expensive because they look nice. They really do. $89.99 and $59.99. You know what? Not crazy. Not crazy at all for what looks like a couple of really fun Halloween masks. Yeah, look at these guys. These look pretty terrifying. I mean, this just looks like your standard kind of Halloween rubber mask. That's all right. I'm not familiar with this character. Looks like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer monster of the week. But yeah, certainly fun. And for any Dungeons and Dragons aficionado, that's great. But the Warduke helmet, that's fun. That's got some big old proper Comic-Con cosplay potential type look there. Love the big wings. That's awesome. I love a great battle helmet. From Warduke to Shao Kahn. I think that's awesome. Then they're covering the Judge-Dredd figure. We already spoke about that one. Living Dead Dolls Exorcist from Mezco. This is something that I'm not overly familiar with, but they're doing, Living Dead Dolls creepy Easter bunny character, dressed in her infamous weathered bunny costume. So this is an existing character that I wasn't overly familiar with. How much are they charging for this? Before we take a look at the old pictures, let's see what Big Bad Toy Store's charging. $120, which seems to be the kind of going rate for your Mezcos these days, your individual Mezcos. Looks creepy AF. The Living Dead dolls, hey, look, all you Hot Topic kids out there, this one's, oh, geez, Louise. I wouldn't want this on my shelf. I genuinely wouldn't. Who are you? If I went over to someone's house to get a little kissy and they had these on their shelves, I'd be like, yo, straight up, be honest. Are you going to murder me? Because if you're hot, I might take my chances. But oh gosh, no, I don't. No, you know what? I probably wouldn't. No, that's it's a little bit too rich for my blood. It ain't Halloween every day in my house. I like things cute and fluffy and light, and that's a little bit dark. Speaking of dark, though, good little transition segue here. Neca TMNT The Last Ronin, the first to fall. Raph and Karai. There you go. Right on the third time. Raph and Karai figures first look. Images have surfaced online giving us a first look at Neca's upcoming TMNT The Last Ronin, the first to fall Raph and Karai figures. Stay tuned for more details. So this is over on the Twitters. And over on the Twitter sphere, look at Turtle there with their blue check mark. Although now people are getting check marks when they don't even want them, so who knows what that's all about. He looks good. One thing that I was like not as hyped about the Last Ronin comic, which was awesome, was I feel like the other turtles biting the big one could have been done in a more dramatic fashion, I feel. But still, this Raph with all the pockets and pouches and everything going on here looks like a really great detailed looking figure. This This looks cool. Ah, with all the arrows in him as well. Ah, okay, yeah. This, again, Neca, you're just kind of killing it. You're killing it in the best way. Really impressed. Good stuff. Now we're going to go over to a few things that friend of the show, Kozan, sent me. He always sends me some links to some cool stuff. We've got the SH Figure Arts Ultraman suit Jack, the animation action figure. So Ultraman, again, something I'm not overly familiar with, but this is a new SH Figure Arts creation, and it does look pretty wicked, actually. Gonna retail for, it's just over Ichiman yen, which is about $80, which is not a crazy amount for this big, jacked up, Hulkbuster Iron Man looking version of Ultraman. I kind of dig it. I really like the look of this thing. As something that's a real sort of Japanese staple, I think that this would look very, very cool on the shelf. I don't know if they have a release date on here for him. Premium Bandai exclusive is all that it says. Add to cart, pre-order. Yeah, I don't see a release date yet, but I'm going to keep you posted on that one because he looks kind of fun. There's some good looking stuff there. Got another Judge-Dredd one. Don't need to talk about that. And again, from Kozan, this pop-up parade Isaac Clarke Dead Space figure. I love all of these, third-party creations because they come up with some really, really cool stuff. Can I? Oh yeah, I can make this bigger. There we go. That's more like it. Let's get him centered on the screen because Isaac Clarke here. I love the design of the suit in Dead Space. Just so kind of industrial and grimy and creepy, just adding to the aesthetic of that terrifying game. As soon as I finish Horizon, I really want to play the Dead Space remake. It looks so good. And this also looks so good. The amount of detail on this suit, it looks beautiful, man. It looks really, really beautiful. Let me see if I can minimize this and we'll go back. So 3,900 yen. That's nothing. That's like $30 for this thing. Expected to be released in September of this year. Wow. I'm going to keep an eye on that because if that is, from the Good Smile company. Good Smile. They come up with some good stuff, but I thought that would be more expensive, but there we go. Now, here's a big one from the SH Figure Arts showcase that they were doing. They've shown their version of Spider-Man 2099. Yeah, that is his name. There you go. I was right. I was hesitating there for a second. And he looks a lot more detailed than the Marvel Legend. Unsurprisingly. You're paying for it. But yeah, it looks a little bit less cartoony, bit less over the top, and his suit has a nice looking texture to it. There's some cool stuff here, man. There's some cool looking stuff here. And it saves you buying the Marvel Legends one, which is made by a company that sends hired thugs over to their customers' houses. So that's really good. That's really nice to see. And I think that might just about do it. Except, yes, the final one. We got SH Figure Arts Metal Cooler. $120. And this is going to be released December this year. I don't know the character, but clearly it's a Dragon Ball Z guy. Help me out here. One of these days, I will, watch more Dragon Ball Z, but it looks kind of like one of the bad guys I recognize, but a T-1000 version with a giant articulated tail, which, looks pretty freaking boss, actually. Wow, and there's multiples of them, I guess. Yeah, robots, I assume, but that looks wicked. That looks really, really cool. So, finally, to wrap up this news dump, I told you there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff, and we're going to be plowing on through it. There is the Tamashii Nations World Tour, and there is a lot. There is a lot here. So there's a ton of Dragon Ball, and look, this guy, for example, look at him. I don't know who he is, but he looks really cool. If you want to see this full photo album, I recommend going over to Toy Arc and checking this out. The full shebang. But look, I hate modern Boba Fett. However, that does look really cool. The new Book of Boba Fett design with his samurai style pants just lends itself so perfectly to the samurai style Star Wars figures. So, even for my disdain of the show, I got to call him like I see him and say that does look fantastic. Along with this Stormtrooper as well. The weathering, the layers on the armor, Chef's kiss right there. Speaking of Chef's kiss, you can see also with the Spider-Verse, they're doing a Gwen and a Miles Morales as well. But the main one we're looking at, look at this 2099. Look at the details on his hands, the gloves. They've actually done everything that you would expect a good toy company to do with all the extra work going on there. I gotta say, I like the look of this. And it still looks like that kind of hyper animated style, but not so much that if you just wanted a cool looking 2099 version, you couldn't fudge him in with your regular comic book ones. Doesn't have his web cape though, which I just noticed that. So does he not have that in the movie either? I don't know. It's a shame if he doesn't, because that's a cool little touch on the Spider-Man 2099. But who knows? Who knows? Well, actually, anyone who paid attention knows. The real question is, who doesn't know? You, Dave, you're the one who doesn't know. So yeah, like I said, I won't linger too long on these just because there's so many, and you can hear that my voice is getting a little bit raspy because we ain't out of the woods yet. But it is getting better. Don't worry, I'm drinking lots of coffee. That is what you're supposed to do, isn't it? But yeah, lots of anime stuff. Lots of stuff that I wouldn't really know to speak on. However, we do have the Berserk figures as well. And rightly so, they've made a little diorama of hideous blood, guts, and viscera for Guts to stand on. And yeah, I think I'm going to have to pick up both these guys because I fell in love. Absolutely fell in love with Berserk. It's horrible, gruesome, terrible, and also beautiful and amazing. Griffith looks absolutely incredible on the horse with the shining armor. This is just, as a character arc, you want to talk about a fall from grace? Damn. And then we've got Sailor Moon as well. And I don't know nothing about nothing when it comes to Sailor Moon, but hey, it's out there for you. Lots of Godzilla things too, and that Gamera looks wicked. See, I said I wasn't going to go linger on this for too long, but dude, that Gamera, holy potatoes, man. He looks great. The King Ghidorah as well, that's huge. Godzilla too. They make some good action figures, they really do. There's this metal guy that we were talking about as well. He looks impressive. Okay, go over to Toy Arc and have a look at this album properly because that looks really, really cool. And guys, that does it for good news for today. What do you still think? I'm hoping that you don't mind this live to tape format because I hope it still gets the fun and the nonsense and the personality out, but without 5 to 6 hours of editing for every video, so you get more of your daily fix. Let me know what you guys think. It'll all play out in the views and the watch time ultimately, but I like to know what you guys reckon about this. Regardless, what do you also think about the action figures covered? Because we covered a lot. There was a lot of toys on display today. So gang, comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, then you can do by going over to patreon.com/displaying-model-behaviour. Toss a couple of bucks my way and you can enjoy all the exclusive live streams and special videos and the X-Men review series I'm doing and all the other crazy stuff on there. Or get yourself a channel membership where you can do all those things as well. So gang, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. You know, a YouTube viewer with money is a little like the mule with a spinning wheel. No one knows how he got it, and danged if he knows how to use it. Mule. The name's Behavior, Model Behavior, and I come before you good people tonight with a Patreon. Possibly the greatest... it's not really for you. It's more of a Shartimus Prime idea. Now, wait a minute. We're twice as smart as the viewers of Shartimus Prime. Just tell us about your Patreon, and we'll subscribe to it. Alright, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show you my Patreon. I give you the Model Behavior Patreon. I've sold Patreon subscriptions to Brockway, Ogdenville, North Haverbrook, and by gum, that put them on the map. I swear it's YouTube's only choice. Throw up your hands and raise your voice.
Model behavior, model behavior, model behavior, model behavior.
Model down! The Model Behaviour Patreon. Seriously, if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna keep singing. I'm not kidding.
Coffee. Big time coffee.